All right, let's see. Let me get this out of here. Happy Monday, everybody. Welcome to the second edition, the second episode of the Jtrain Fitness Show. Let me see if I got anybody in the chat right now. Oh, we got one viewer. What's up, Corey? How's it going? So let's see. Thank you all for joining me again. I hope your Monday's going well. It's the beginning of the week. New week for you to destroy, new week for you to dominate. I'm here to answer your fitness, motivation, public health questions that you may have once again. So I started tonight off with some a Goldberg theme. I don't know if any of you watched wrestling back in the day, but he was my favorite wrestler, and so I decided to open it up with that. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get tonight's episode started. I got a lot of great questions from people. It's actually a lot of these questions are holdovers from last week's episode, which actually went really well. I got a lot of feedback from people, so I had more content to do this week, so I'm pretty happy about that. So let's get started. I have some awesome questions. Here is the first one, and I really liked this one. I've been working out with a person in the gym who's 14 years old. He's getting into it way early, and if he sticks with it, man, he's going to be a star. I mean, this guy, he crushes it. He motivates me. Like he goes at it. He's super intense about it. He loves it. He looks forward to working out. And he asked me a question. He said, "Hey, Jason, I got a question about working out, and I thought I'd share that with you guys on tonight's episode." Because I thought it was a really good question. So here it is. He asked me. He just kind of stopped and asked me, and he said, "So is it weird after I work out, when I get home? I love working out. I work out hard. I'll be in the shower. I'll just be hanging around, and for no reason, I'll feel depressed. I'll feel sad. I'll feel just down, and there's no reason for me to be. I mean, I have a good life. I have great people in my life. But for some reason, after a hard workout, I am feeling depressed, and I actually think I know the answer to that question. Now he doesn't mean something like he feels depressed because he didn't think he killed the workout. He doesn't think that he had a bad workout. He doesn't think that he could have done more. That's not the reason why he's feeling down. And aside from that, there's no social issue. His family life is great. Relationship life is great. So he just said, I just don't know. I don't get it. I'll just be just down. And my response to that, okay, so I just got a sound check. I think we're good. So hopefully we're synced up, unlike last week. Um, I'm not a doctor. I'm not a psychologist. I'm not a psychiatrist. I don't have an MD or anything like that. So whatever advice I give you, it's all anecdotal. It's all things to ponder and for you to take and go to like PubMed, look for a systematic review, ask a professional if what I'm saying has any credibility, and if it doesn't, please let me know, and I will bring that up on the next show. Um, but I don't know if I want to say like drugs. I don't I don't know too much about that realm, but when you work out hard, your body senses that it's undergoing stress, as undergoing your body's being, not attacked, but you're going through some sort of stress and hardship that your body is going to react to. And one way that it reacts to that is it releases endorphins because you're straining your muscles, you're kind of tearing them apart, you're ripping them apart. And I think that what this is that your body's releasing endorphins to kind of dull the pain, get you through, the grueling workout that you're going through, which is a reason why a lot of people, when they lift, they feel great, they feel fantastic. You'll get runners who, I guess, get a runner's high. When you're bodybuilding, when you're lifting weights, you might say, "Man, I feel incredible. I just feel awesome." Which, by the way, if you do you know have any I guess problems in your life where you are feeling down or I guess depressed or anything, try working out because again, it releases endorphins into your body, and it makes you feel really good. And then you'll feel really good that you accomplished something when you come out of the gym. The downside to that, not downside, but the flip side of that, what I think my friend needs to understand is that when the endorphins get released, the way I understand it, again, anecdotal, from what I understand as someone with a biology degree, public health degree, what I've read from credible sources, when your body releases endorphins, it stimulates your neurons, and it's a constant kind of like uptake of these hormones that make you feel great, make you feel good. While you're working out, that's great. You feel great. You feel awesome. It's numbing the pain. It's making you feel awesome. Endorphins are what get released to make you feel pleasure, that make you feel a sense of joy, relief, stuff like that. When you're working out or when you're doing an activity that releases all these endorphins, it stimulates the neurons over and over again. Now, when you stop working out, okay, your neurons are no longer getting that signal, and that's when I guess what you would call that is like maybe when you're high on drugs, you're coming down. From thinking about caffeine, you're crashing. You're crashing in a sense that your neurons are no longer getting stimulated with those endorphins the same way, and the way that your body reacts to that is you start getting depressed. You start getting sad. And I definitely think that that's what this is here, because there's no other reason. He just says he randomly feels it, and it's always right after a workout. And I think that what a lot of this is he's feeling that as a result of coming down from his body's response to get him through that workout, i.e. the release of these hormones that are causing him to feel pleasure, and then crashing when his body's no longer releasing that. So that's what I think it is. If whoever asked me that question is listening, or if you are interested in that topic, if you've had a similar question about that, go ahead and see if what I say is credible at all. Ask a professional. Look up a systematic review on that, and see if any of the physiology that I just kind of said there makes any sense. Okay, cool. So next question. Let me check Facebook, make sure that I'm not getting any questions on Facebook in real time. I'm kind of doing this so that you guys don't hear bleeping on the thread. Okay, so next question. Thanks for the chest press tip to reduce strain on shoulders. For those of you that don't know, what I mean by that is that when you are doing a bench press, when you are doing any kind of pressing movement where you're targeting the chest, and you feel like you have pain in your shoulders, I would recommend that you take a look at how you are angling your body. So a lot of times you do this motion, right? And you go up and down, up and down. Is that the optimal way to do it? I don't necessarily think so. Will you stimulate your chest? Yeah, kind of. But I do think that you're putting more stress on your shoulders than you need to. When you do these press movements, I'm going to say that 100% of the time, a very high percentage amount of the time, you're not actually looking to stimulate or work out your shoulders. So one way that you can, it seems like it's hard to, get away from, because you're doing this. I mean, how are you not gonna use your shoulders, right? Well, I have a way that you can take your shoulders out of it and actually stimulate more of your chest. So when you are laying down, what I recommended to this particular individual is when you're doing a pressing motion, if you have shoulder issues, shoulder pain, that is impeding your ability to do this, pay attention to your elbows and where they are placed. So instead of doing this motion, and you see when you do this, you're not really working out this portion of your chest. Consider bringing your elbows down. Okay, and what does that do? Well, when you press up, you see that more of my chest is getting activated, but my shoulders aren't really getting activated or recruited at all. And the more you keep it close in, the more, and there's probably some sort of torque physics kind of thing going on here. Um, you're bringing your shoulders close so that they're not actually enduring or taking on any of the stress of the weight, and you will get a great chest workout doing that. So when I actually do chest press, and we can get into, I'll probably do a show on my recommendations for working out chest, because I feel like that is a muscle group that is kind of misunderstood on the workouts that people do for it. Um, but when I do chest press, I bring my elbows close and do that, because not only does it stimulate more of my chest, it takes my shoulder out of it, and my shoulder doesn't really actually feel pain from it. Now, if you're doing a lot of weight, some of it's kind of unavoidable, but I still think that most of it is avoidable, the pain from that. All right, so his question was, let's see. I've read a couple places that they say to keep the elbows tucked in close to your body when doing chest workouts in general. Any thoughts on that? Well, I guess I kind of did just answer that. Yeah, chest especially. If you can bring your elbows in as close as possible. Then when you're working out chest, the things that are important are your humerus has to cross over your pec, your elbow has to be under your pec, and you do this motion that comes across like so. I mean, this microphone's in my way, but like so. And that'll stimulate, your chest. And another thing to pay attention to is if your forearm comes underneath your pec as well, you'll get more of a squeeze and activate, more of your chest, and it makes it so that you don't have to actually uh, do exercises that target, upper chest, lower chest, which, if you've been in the if you've been researching, weightlifting, bodybuilding for a while, might have been questions that you had about working out chest. Do I need to work out top chest? Do I need to work out bottom chest? Well, if your line of drive is correct, um, correct, or in a certain way, uh, you will stimulate, most of your chest, and you won't have to actually result or have to, what's the word I'm looking for? You won't have to resort. There we go. You won't have to resort to doing individualized. Thank you, Ortlas, for the follow. I hope that is the correct name. But hey, thank you so much for the follow. I really appreciate that. But that is the, you'll stimulate most of your chest. You don't have to do exercises that focus, the top, the bottom, part of the chest. So I think that answered that question. Yes, do a lot of when you're doing chest, you can do a lot of motions where you are, I would recommend bringing your elbow closer to your body, to take your shoulder out of it. That might be hard when you're doing like the fly machine, which is definitely something I would recommend putting into your chest workout. But yeah, definitely, if you can, bring your elbows close so that your shoulders don't come into it, because if you ruin your shoulders when you lift weight or from working out, that is I would say that is the worst possible place you could have an injury happen. You don't want your shoulder to get banged up. You don't want your shoulder to get hurt, because like if you get a rotator cuff tear or something like that, you are out forever. Hold on, I got a friend asking if I'm streaming. Yes, I am. Let's no other way to contact this individual. All right. So yeah, that's shoulder health is very important, and if you don't know how to when you start working out shoulders, definitely ask someone who knows what they're doing, who can give you good advice on how to work out shoulders, because you want more so than I would say, like, and because the thing about human physiology or organism physiology, the more articulation that you put into an organism, the more susceptible it comes to injury. And I think that the shoulder is the most articulate joint in your body. I mean, you see how many, ranges of motion you can actually get from it. So it needs to be, and you use it like in everything. So it needs to be healthy. If you have any questions on that, email me at jtrainfitness@gmail.com. hit me up on some of my social media, and I'll definitely answer some questions for you. We got a question from my new friend Ortlas. I'm sorry. I'm sorry if I'm not pronouncing this correct. Your content is some fresh air on Twitch. They really consider putting some work for supporting people. Let me actually go to this to see what. Your content is some fresh air to Twitch. They should really consider putting some work for supporting people that know about things and can teach others discussing things. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I thought that this would be a very unique thing to do. I think that a lot of people. I mean, when I was in high school, when I was growing up, I loved video games. I loved games. I loved gaming, and I loved seeing the the artwork of these warriors that just had like these awesome, what I thought was awesome physique. And I was like, man, like I'd watch like DC comics and all that stuff and be like, man, I wish I could, have that kind of imposing frame or whatever. So I think that and I don't think that I'm alone in that. I think that a lot of people in the gaming community and a lot of people in these, communities definitely have an interest in this, but they just don't necessarily know where to start. And that's why I'm, kind of doing this. Definitely tell your friends about this. I'm here every Monday at 9:30. I would love to get their questions. If you have any questions, put them in the chat. I'd really love to answer them for you. What's up, doggy? 1234666. How you doing? If I know you, let me know what your name is. If not, welcome and nice to meet you. But yeah, Ortlis, I really appreciate the kind words. I really appreciate the support, and definitely come on in. Thanks for the follow, doggy. Appreciate it, bud. Yeah, so just answer some questions. I'll probably be on here till like close to 10:30 or so, or however long I can go. But I hope to see you around, and I hope to see both of you around. Thanks for joining me tonight. The next question that I have, oh, you're new. Awesome, that's cool. Welcome. Nice to meet you. I'm new to Twitch as well. This is I've only been broadcasting, I think, for like not even a month yet, and I just wanted to bring this fitness show on here. So if you have any questions about fitness, anything, health, motivation, questions about me, feel free to ask them, guys. I mean, I'll answer them the best I can. No question is bad. You will not believe, how hard it was for me to start. I didn't have anybody who was into this. I just kind of took it, how the way, however I did it. But I would love to, give my advice to you guys. So if you have any questions about motivation, health stuff, I have a master's in public health. I'm bio degree. It doesn't necessarily have to be working out related, but it definitely can be working out related. So ask away if you want to. So my next question that I got is, let's see, another question for the show. Is it easier to bulk when you have some fat than cutting rather than cutting and then bulking? This is a great question. So a lot of people ask me, they say, hey, should I bulk? Should I cut? I'm going into bulking season, and then 2 weeks later, I'm going into cutting season. They don't, stick to something. Here's my advice. Okay, here's my advice. With fitness, the first thing that you need to ask yourself is, what's my goal? What do I want to look like? Do I want to look skinny? Then yeah, maybe your goal is to start off with, fat loss. If you want to, but if you want to put on muscle, okay, and a lot of people want to put on muscle, you got to understand that takes a lot of time. We're kind of, it's kind of disappointing to me that a lot of these, TV shows, they say, gain 6 pounds of muscle in like a month or whatever. It doesn't happen that way. It doesn't, because if you think, you're kind of scarring your body, and your body is ever so slightly kind of putting on top of it, some, repaired tissue. And that takes time. When I first started working out, I was fortunate in that I didn't have the mindset of like saying, like, I didn't have any expectations going into this. I was like, I actually thought I was going to fail. I didn't think I was going to, stick with it. So for like a year and a half, I was just like, I'll just be consistent with it, see what happens. For a year and a half, nobody noticed anything. It was a year and a half, and then like my aunt said something like, hey, hey, have you been working out? And I was like, yeah, I've definitely been working out. And it went up from there. What I'm trying to say is that if you want to put on size, you should bulk for a long time, and your focus should not be on cutting for a long time. Why is that? Because I just said bulking takes a long time, right? Putting on muscle mass takes a long time. But you can lose fat relatively quickly if your diet is sound, if you're doing, great cardio, if it, mostly diet, right? But the amount of time that you can lose fat compared to the amount of time that you have to invest to gain muscle, I would definitely recommend building your body up, right, to a specific size that you are comfortable with, and then cutting down, leaning out. And if you feel discouraged by the way you're looking, like, oh, I look too bloated, I look too pudgy, I look too soft, but you're gaining size, stick with that, because guys and girls, if you're watching, when a six pack abs, which is what a lot of people look for in fitness, um, there's very few times in life where six pack abs are beneficial, or you can show the work of six pack abs. If you're at the beach, if you're at a pool party, whatever. William Mage, what's up, Will? Thanks for following, bud. If you're, you know, those are like the only times where six pack abs are beneficial. If you are wearing a shirt and you walk into Starbucks, nobody knows you have six pack abs, but everyone will notice your size. So that's what I recommend if you're trying to go for size. If you're looking to lean out and you don't care if you have big muscles, big biceps or whatever, then yeah, you should probably start to lean out. So the question that this question in particular, is it easier to bulk when you have some fat than cutting rather than cutting when bulking? Depends on you. That's what I would say. In terms of which one's easier, because bulking is harder in terms of the time that you have to invest to get the results. But eating a lot isn't necessarily hard. Leaning out is easier in the sense that like you can get lean quickly, but not eating is very hard. So take that into account. I'm sorry, doggy. I'm gonna get to your questions right now. I'm here new. How do I get my muscles strong? Let's see. I kind of cut this off in my Twitch stream, so I have to actually go to the Twitch chat. How do I get my muscles strong? I've been working out a lot. I just need help. Do you know anything I can get? Do you know anything I can get skinny or muscles? But I've been drinking some stuff to help me. But I have been lifting like 100 pounds. If your goal is strength, this is what I would recommend. Always lift till failure, and what that means is that when you're lifting the weight for a bicep curl, for example, let's think this remote is a dumbbell, right? Lift and keep lifting until you're doing that, right? Between a rep range of 6 to 15. That's what gains you strength, and constantly trying to push your maxes in that. I'm not saying go from like 50 pounds to 100. All of this is very slow, incremental stuff. Go from like 50 for a month, right? 50 pounds on a certain exercise, for example. That 50 pounds is where you fail between 6 to 15 reps. Do that for like a month, and then the next month, step it up 5 pounds. That's how you get stronger. If your goal is strength, then that's important to push your maxes constantly. I think you had another part of this question. And the muscles will come, especially if you're like a natural bodybuilder like me. I would not, I wouldn't recommend ever taking steroids unless you're trying to like compete at the highest level of bodybuilding, and even then it's kind of dangerous. But like for a natural bodybuilder like myself, to get muscle mass and to increase strength, you have to lift heavy weight, and don't lift so heavy that you're failing. You can't lift it with good form for like 3 reps, right? But lift the weight that you fail between 6 to 15 reps, and also drop set. And a drop set, what that means is that, okay, I'll go from, let's say this is a 30-pound weight, I'll go until failure, and then once that failure happens, I drop the weight, and I get a smaller amount of weight to lift, and I keep going, because you have more strength in your muscle. You're trying to deplete the strength in your muscle to stimulate your body to create more muscle mass to improve your strength. So definitely drop sets, definitely working out till failure. If some of this doesn't make sense to you, just type away again in the chat, and I'll try to answer best I can. You also said you've been drinking some stuff to help yourself lift. Um, I guess that I'm guessing that is supplements, and that's fine. Supplements are great. Supplements that help kind of. They're not going to give you like a overwhelming edge to where you're like, oh my goodness, I need this stuff to be strong. But creatine kind of gives you an advantage. If you're drinking whey protein powder, that's good for supplementation after your workouts. But make sure you're getting tons of sleep, because that's when your body grows. That's when your body builds itself back up, and that's where you generate your strength. Depending on how many carbs you're eating, if you're eating a lot of carbs within the past couple of days, you'll be able to lift more weight than if you have been eating veggies for the past 3 days. Um, and depending on what, like, if you want to be strong in chest press, you will be stronger in your chest press if you do it first, as opposed to if you do it at the end of your workout. So be consistent with that to see if you've improved in your strength. You want to keep all the variables the same. You want to say like, hey, I'm doing chest press at this time, the first set, and then the next time you try to step it up, it has to be at the same time to see if you've increased your strength or not. But always push your maxes, even if you're like don't ever walk up to the weight and say, I can't do this weight. You don't know. Do the weight, and if you can't do it, then you know you can't do it, and then you have to keep working at a little less weight to gain that strength up. But that's kind of how you gain strength. I think you kind of understand where I'm going with this. If not, again, chat, and you can email me at jtrainfitness@gmail.com. You've been jogging for a long time. That's good. That's great. That's great for endurance. Cardiovascular health is very important. It does. I don't think it necessarily increases your strength. It also depends on like the muscle group you're trying to get stronger. If you're trying to get like cardio activity, unless it's, I mean, cardio activity can kind of help. It's mostly like an endurance thing. I'm sure like it'll kind of help your strength. I know friends that run marathons on a pretty consistent basis, and they got like pretty awesomely developed legs and stuff that are no doubt strong because they're constantly getting that stress over a long amount of time. If you want to increase your strength, strength is a consistency thing, a stimulation, a stress, a what's the word I'm looking, a consistent stress over time. Okay, and that's how your body keeps you, and you have to keep kind of giving it a little bit more, and that's how you get strong. Will, what you got for me, man? Let's see. Man, I cut this chat off. Let's see. After the gym, I often find myself sad. Is this normal, or should I be concerned? I think um, I do, I answered that question earlier in the episode. I'll go over it quickly again. I think that it has something to do with like when you're working out hard, endorphins release in your body, and when you're done working out, your body crashes, mentally from like the amount of, hormones that are no longer there, and you feel a down, a down tick, a coming down, and that's what that depression is. But let's see, I think I got another, let's see, 20 squats. Yeah, I don't know. It's marked in red. I don't know if that means that that's a private message. I'm not sure. I'm still new to Twitch, so I'll just answer that question. Squats will definitely give you strength, especially if you keep, adding on the weight, and on the you try to keep with your reps. What I will say about squats, I don't know what your level of fitness is, but what I will say about squats is that you have to be very careful, and you got to make sure you're doing them right. I personally don't squat. I don't actually do any of the big three lifts. I don't deadlift. I don't bench press. I don't squat. When I tell people that, they kind of look at me like I got three eyeballs. And the reason for that is that I think that like with the squat, you definitely have it's definitely an awesome functional exercise. But all that weight being put on your vertebral column, the amount of variables that you have to control. Oh, are my knees right? Am I going down right? Am I angling my body right as you're going down? A lot of things can happen. You can definitely get leg strength if you do awesome, leg presses, if you do awesome leg extensions, calf raises, calf presses, hamstring curls. You can get a developed legs like that. And when I tell people that, they're saying, "Well, it's a good everything exercise. It works out everything." You know what else works out everything? Having a complete workout, plan in place. I guarantee you, I don't need squats to develop my shoulders, my chest, my bicep, my tricep, my abs because I do exercises that develop them. Let's see. I'm going to the gym later, doggy. I know you're gonna crush it at the gym, man. You're gonna you're gonna crush it at the gym. You are going to go in there. You are going to be a stud. Everyone's gonna look at you for guidance, and they're gonna be like, "Man, that guy lifts with a passion that I've never seen ever in this gym. I want to be like him." If you're a guy, I mean, I don't know if you're a guy or girl, um, but people are gonna look at you and be like, "I want to lift like that person right there." What's the best drinks to stay strong? I would actually say don't look at it from a drink perspective. If you're drinking whey protein drinks, I would recommend not. Oh, I'm sorry. I would recommend not drinking your calories. That's a recipe to, like, I guess, put on, like, fat quickly. Um, if you're talking about will a specific drink make increase my strength? That's no. I don't think that there's a drink that will do that. If you supplement with like a protein supplement, a protein shake, um all that does is it feeds your body with amino acids, form together to create protein. That's how you build muscle, and certain amino acids are very beneficial towards for muscle growth. Um, if you drink whey protein, you're setting your body up, for in an environment to where it can utilize that protein to build muscle. But the same thing is true if you're eating chicken breast, if you're eating eggs. Now, if you're drinking, I guess if you drink uh, if you're drinking a drink that is high in carbohydrates, yeah, I guess maybe that'll help your strength in terms of, like, it'll supply you with more energy to lift with. Um, there's definitely that. So I mean, but there's no drink that, like, inherently makes you stronger. You just have to lift consistently and keep pushing your maxes. That's how you get stronger. Um, and maybe if you supplement it with creatine a little bit in your drinks, that might give you like a slight edge. You might feel it like for like a rep or two. But again, no drink is like gonna just automatically make you, like, that, like, Hulk or something like that. Um, I've been eating carrots and lettuce. Carrots and lettuce, great for fiber. I don't, I now I will say there that if you are eating fibrous, I guess, what I'm trying to say is vegetables will not provide you with, the kind of glycogen energy that your body craves from, like, carbs. So yeah, if you're eating a lot of carrots and lettuce and no starchy carbohydrate, then yeah, you probably will feel like you're losing strength because your body it doesn't have the carbohydrates to store into glycogen to use to generate energy. Um, that might be a way if you found that your strength has gone down, it might be because you're eating heavily vegetables, and that uh that's a good diet if you're trying to lean out. But if you're just focusing on strength, I would recommend eating more starchy carbs, like your sweet potatoes, brown rice. That will store glycogen into your body, give you energy to get more reps in, to lift harder. Because when your body's depleted of carbs, like, that's you at your, like, weakest state. So yeah, that might be, a reason why. You need chicken too, bro. That's right, Will. You need a lot of chicken. Chicken breast is great for building on muscle. You can also eat beef. You can also eat, tilapia, fish, eggs. protein builds muscle. So when you work out in the gym, you're tearing your body down. Your body doesn't actually grow in the gym. Your body grows when you're resting, when you're sleeping. It utilizes that protein to build muscle mass. So like the oh sorry, you cut off again. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Let me take a look at your question, doggy. So like the girls at the guys, they be like, I don't really understand your question, doggy. You might have to actually you might have to phrase that a little bit to. I don't know if that's like a just a comment or a question, but yeah, yeah, they'd be like, yeah. So yeah, I like you, man. I like everyone in this chat right now. You guys are fun. Thanks for being here with me. Another question I got is how do I get started? I'm fat, twiggy. I don't know how to start without getting hurt, but I also don't want to look, bad because I'm self-conscious and feel like people are going to make fun of me, laugh at me, pick on me. Okay, I would really like to address this. How do you get started? Let me break this up how this is presented, I guess. I'm fat and twiggy. It doesn't matter. Anyway, people who come to the gym are all kinds. They're at all different starting points. And if somebody would make fun of somebody who walks into a gym, um, you know, I, I would say that that person has underlying issues that have nothing to do with, the person coming to the gym, and nobody should ever feel intimidated at the gym ever. We all started somewhere. We all, when I started this, I was 150 pounds. I would post that picture. I don't have it readily available with me. But yeah, I remember I went into the gym late at night so that nobody could, see me working out. But nobody cares. Everyone knows that. In fact, when someone's starting out, like the gym community, I've found is very very welcoming to people who ask questions, to people who are new, who want to improve their health or their strength or anything like that. Um, it's not a place to make fun of people from the way that they look. I think that a common misconception of the gym is that it's a place where people go to look good and talk about how good they look and make fun of people who don't work out or look a certain way. I don't think that could be any further from the truth in most cases. If the next part of this question is like, I don't know how to start without getting hurt. I would definitely, because before you start working out, guys and girls, before you start working out, look at YouTube videos, go on bodybuilding.com. When it comes to lifting, form is the most important thing. Do not lift heavy weight unless you know how to lift that weight. Start out with like a 2-pound dumbbell, a 5-pound dumbbell. See how that feels. If it feels like it's putting some unnecessary pain on your joints that don't feel like it's just muscle stress that you're getting, it's just like a natural feeling. If it doesn't feel natural, don't do it. If you go on YouTube, if you go on these sites and you get advice and you still don't understand it, ask someone at that gym. There's somebody there who knows how to lift. There's somebody there who knows how to do the proper form. Go up to a personal trainer. They won't ask you to pay for their services. If you're just asking a simple question like that, be like, hey, how do I do this? Show me how to do this. And that's how you prevent injury, because injury prevention is so important in the gym. I used to work in injury prevention epidemiology. So many factors go into it, and it's important that you guys know the factors that go into injury prevention so that you don't injure yourself in the gym and stop any progress before you start. Are there other parts to this question? Let's see. I don't want to look, bad. Again, people at the gym, they don't. I'm telling you, like, especially the people who know what they're doing, like they don't, because they don't gain anything out of it. They don't, oh, look at that person, why are they here? But it's kind of like making fun of somebody who's homeless going to a job fair. They're trying to change a certain perspective. That not that there is a right or wrong body type, right? But they're there because they want to change the way that they look, most likely at that moment. You should never feel bad. The gyms are extremely accepting to people who don't work out. I'm telling you. Let's see. I'm self-conscious and feel like people are going to make fun of me. Like, again, I think I covered that sufficiently. What you got for me, doggy? So what's the let's see. Twitter will weight benches to help. Twitter. Yeah, you can follow me on Twitter at Jtrain Fitness. I probably should have said something about. I keep forgetting to post to Twitter that these things are happening, and it's awful. But when I upload them, I post them to Twitter, so there's that. I got to be better with that. Will weight benches to help? You might have to adjust that question a little bit so that I understand kind of what you're asking me. Um, if your question, yeah, I'm not sure how to answer that question. Let's see. Let me go to Will. I just want gains. What's your advice to stay motivated? My advice to stay motivated is number one, find what motivates you the most. It could be a person, it could be a thing, it could be a goal, it could be something you look up to. And look at that. It has to. If telling yourself, hey, I want to improve my life and I want to be happy and I want to be positive, it's not something that like lights a fire under you know what. Um, then that's not the way to do it. I mean, I personally go off of like intensity and rage. I want to, when I'm going to the gym, I want to think of something that pisses me off. I want to think of something that makes me want to just walk in there and just destroy it. Will, you were actually there with me, bud, when I had a lot of things on my mind, a lot of things that just angered me, and it angered me so much to the point that I just walked into the gym. You know this. I walked into the gym just like staring at me. You said, "What's up?" And I was just like, "Get on that bench. I'm going to break a record right now." And I'm not sure that would have happened if I wasn't feeling a certain way. So maybe it's thoughts, maybe it's music that makes you motivated, but it's got to be something that pisses you off or just ingrains itself in your mind so much that the pain of working out and the dread of being consistent with it, the difficulty of this means less than proving whatever is making you mad or wrong or is less than you seeing yourself a certain way. That's how you become motivated. Again, music. Maybe someone being there with you, pushing you. I know that when we're working out together, Will, like I work out a little harder than I would by myself. I think you probably feel the same way. Maybe it's a YouTube clip that you have to listen to. I know that there are certain YouTube clips that motivated me. It's interesting that I played a Goldberg's theme before I went live with this. But he has a video that motivates me. Maybe it's a picture of somebody that has a certain aesthetic that you long after. You to stay motivated, find what motivates you more than anything in life, and hang on to that, and hold on to that, and never let go of that. Emily Bradford, what's up, Emily? Thanks, I appreciate it. Thanks for being a part of the show. I really I'm glad you came. If you have any questions, let me know. Thanks for coming on. Yeah, it's really cool. It's really cool. Tell your friends to tune in Mondays at 9:30 or email me at jtrainfitness@gmail.com. You guys can also, if you feel like any of this information is worth any kind of monetary value, if you view me as like your personal trainer, you can donate underneath this stream by clicking on the donate now button and give me $1. You can give me a penny. You can give me no dollars. I don't care. If people want to change their life, I want to help them out. Doggy, I have not forgotten about you, bud. Will weight help my muscles? Yes, weight will help your muscles get stronger. It will help you. It will help fortify them. It will help prevent them from injury, sustaining an injury. You want to be the strong guy and go and get in shape. Yeah, just hey. Go and doggy, you can email me. You can email me at jtrainfitness@gmail.com. And you can if you want to go, it doesn't just have to be tonight. You can also ask questions every Monday if that's what you want, or you can email me at any time. I'm here to help you, bud. Um, we can maybe come up with like a lifting routine that you do consistently to help yourself get stronger. Um, absolutely. But yeah, if you just go into the gym consistently and you lift that weight, your muscles will react to that, because that's what they're built to do. They're built to take on a stress and react to that stress and build to. You have to be a hurricane going through Muscle City, right? And come in there so often, and that they devote resources um to fortifying Muscle City for the next hurricane, right? But if you don't give it enough hurricanes, if you don't give it enough stress and stimulation, they won't grow. But I guarantee you, man, if you go into the gym even for 5 minutes a day, you just look at a weight, you pick it up, you put it down, you do that consistently, something will change. It could also be mental. Maybe you're like, I want to do this more. I want to. Maybe you meet somebody and they're just like, hey, want to lift with me, and you develop a relationship. Nothing nothing in life has changed me more than bodybuilding. Um, People look at me and they're like, okay, yeah, he's got muscles. He lifted weight. He got muscles. But you get so much more from it. It's helped my social ability. It's helped me. It's helped my ability to stay consistent with something. Um, it's helped me mentally, physically, everything, man. And like, you'll grow stronger, yes, by the amount of weight you can lift, but maybe you grow stronger in the mind, maybe you grow stronger in the soul, stuff like that. I stay in the gym for like 2 hours, but sorry, I got to keep going to this chat. I stay in the gym for like 2 hours, but I feel burn my whole body after. When I get done at the gym, the next day it feels like I burn. Yeah, that's normal. That's called soreness. That's delayed onset muscle soreness. Uh, if you don't go to the gym consistently, you'll definitely feel it more than someone who say has been going for like almost 6 years, like me. So like I've been going like 6 years. My workouts, if I did them when I first started, my whole body would be aching for days. So don't worry about that unless it's like, again, a pain that doesn't feel natural. If your joints feel like they're about to pop, your tendons feel like they're about to rip, that's not good. But if you're just feeling sore after a hard workout, that's fine. And if that bothers you, believe me, if you keep doing it consistently, it's gonna go away. I promise you that. Will, my calves are too small for my. Darn it! I selected this pretty poorly. My calves are too small for my quads. Any advice on fixing that? So the legs, man, like they are built to sustain a lot of stress. So it takes a lot of stress. Um, it takes a lot of stress to get them to um, grow. They're built to endure pain. They're huge, so it takes a while to grow them. If you're trying to play catch up to your quads, consider. I don't think that working out multiple a muscle group multiple times a week is completely necessary. But maybe if you want to work out calves at the beginning of the week and at the end of the week, do that. Give them high repetitions. With legs, it's like you probably want to go like 15 to 30. With calves, you probably want to try to hit 30 with like good form, and like you want to, like, if this is your calf, you want to like flex it so that it's like popping out when you take your foot and you go like that. And do a lot of reps, throw weight at it, and yeah. Hey, what's up, Rip Asphalt? Thank you. I appreciate the compliment. Welcome. If you have any questions, ask away. Thanks for coming. Give me a follow. Anything that you feel will, uh, love to hear from you. Anything you have to say. But yeah, your calves, your calves, legs are weird, man. Some of it is just because people don't work them out a lot. Some of them are because people want to work them out the same as like their upper body. your biceps are small, so when you work them out hard, they're going to grow pretty quickly. Your quads are massive. Your calves are built to sustain endurance. So you got to hit them hard with a lot of stuff. I mean, you've seen how we work out calves, Will. If you increase that weight, if you do it at the beginning of the week, at the end of the week for high repetitions, I guarantee you're gonna get, you're gonna get gains. Is being skinny good or bad? It depends on what you mean by that question. Is being malnourished bad? Yeah, probably being malnourished is skinny. Like for instances of perhaps an eating disorder or something. But if you're just a lean person and you're happy with that, then no, there's nothing wrong with that. If you are a heavy set person and you are happy with that, that's fine. Whatever body image makes you happy is the body image you should have. It's the same thing with like jobs. It's the same thing with is being a doctor the best job? Not if it doesn't make you happy. If you don't like being on call, if you don't like working hours and hours and being reliant on being accountable for patients and going to school for like 8 years, if that's not your optimal situation, then maybe being a doctor is not the best job. If you enjoy interacting with people and being in a gym environment, maybe working at a gym is the best thing for you. Same thing goes with body image. If being skinny is affecting your health, your longevity, your overall health, then yeah, it's probably not good. I know as an epidemiologist, as somebody who has seen a lot of systematic reviews, actually being of a certain above average, not obese, but like above average weight, is has been shown to be protective against stuff like heart attacks and stuff like that. While being skinny can actually increase the risk for certain uh, chronic diseases in specific populations. But it all, again, keeping health constant, saying it doesn't mean anything. Body image, it's all about you. It's all about what makes you happy. If you don't care if you have six pack abs and you're happy with your lifestyle, that's the lifestyle you should have. Um, if you like the aesthetic of being skinny, then you should be skinny. If you like the aesthetic of being more heavy set or muscular or defined or not defined, then that's what you should be. Let's see, what did Doggy say? I think I'm gonna like what he just said. I'm gonna blow my body up. That's right, Doggy. You're gonna blow it up, man. You're gonna blow the doors off of that off of your house, man. You're going to go in there. You're gonna take names. Um, and let me know how it is. Come in next Monday. Tell me how your workout was. Email me. Tell me how your workout was, bud. I'd love to hear it. Um, okay, so it looks like Rip and Doggy just kind of asked the same question. I want a six pack. Where do I get a six pack? It's the kitchen. You have a six pack right now. You have abdominals. You have you don't need to work out with weight to make them form, right? It's not like big biceps, for example. Like you don't need to hit them with weight to make them grow. It all has to do, from what I like, if you're talking about like a muscle belly, like which not a lot of people usually do, unless you're like a pro bodybuilder, I guess, where like your abdominal wall is sticking out and it makes it look like you have a gut. I'm gonna assume that's not what you mean. Where do you get a six pack? You have to diet. You have to diet hard to where you are removing enough fat on your abdomen, your abdominal region, to show the cuts and the striations in your abdominals. That's what it is. A lot of people who have six pack abs aren't necessarily the strongest. I might even say most people who have six pack abs are not necessarily the strongest. They're not the most developed. They just are very lean. They don't have a lot. They're not carrying around a lot of fat, body fat, and that's where six pack abs comes from. It's from a low body fat percentage. You just you just see fat. I mean, like again, like it's if you want that fat to go away, what I would recommend is eating less. Eat consistently to see how your body is eating that way. Like eat the kind of the same way every day. Then take out some stuff and see if you're losing weight. If you have a gym or access to something that can tell you what your body fat percentage is, then definitely look at that, see how you progress. You know, uh, that maybe hire a dietitian, and lean out that way. That's how you get six pack abs, and it sucks because it's harder than lifting weights. Eating, because you're going against like the number one thing your body tries to do to keep you alive, and that's like find nourishment, find nutritional resources. You're gonna go hard and strong, dude. I believe it, doggy. Yo, if you have like, I want to know. I want to know what you did to make this workout that you're about to have the greatest workout of all time. Like, people in your gym are going, when you leave, and for days afterwards, they're gonna be like, man, did you see that person? What they did when they came into this gym? He just, I've never seen anything like it. And that's what I want to hear, all right? I need some muscles on my arm. Rip. Here's how you get muscles on your arm. Um, well, okay. Don't work out till you pass out. I mean, like, that's cool to say, but I mean, you want to, you don't want to work out so hard that you discourage yourself from coming in there. Again, saying that you passed out doesn't necessarily mean that, you worked out any harder than someone else. Um, work work out to where you are getting a good workout, to where you feel like you gave 100%, but you didn't, do anything that was unhealthy or harmful to your body. Um, if you need muscles on your arm, let me address that question real quick. This is your arm, right? Okay. A lot of people want to work out the bicep, but the bicep is only like 1/3 of your arm. This part right here is the tricep, and what I would recommend, when working out arms, is that focus heavily on the triceps, or the biceps, and definitely the triceps. I've found that to get big arms, the best way to do that is to throw a lot of weight at them and a lot of reps. Like, when you are lifting, you need to go, like, and then even more so, like, you scream if you have to. Like, they respond. It's not like back, to where you kind of have to maneuver your body a certain way to get a certain stimulation. Um, the arms respond heavily to flexing as hard as you can with a lot of weight. So, like, for the bicep, it's like this. Thanks, Rip, for the follow. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. And for the tricep, it's doing like, like that, like, kind of motion, right? That's how you get that. Will, I didn't forget about you, bud. I'm gonna go to your question. If someone has, I gotta pull this up again. Let's see. If someone has horrible genetics and has natural big sides, love handles, is there any way to make it look better? Well, the love handles might be, excess fat. So if you found a way to lean out your body, they might actually go away a little bit more. That might not actually be like a muscle mass. Horrible genetics. It's funny in bodybuilding when we talk about genetics, because to me, horrible genetics means like you have a genetic malfunction, that you have a chronic disease that you can't live. The fact that you breathe, that you can see, that you have two eyeballs, that you have two working ears. Like, that's good genetics to me, right? But I know what you mean. Is there any way to make it look better? Again, a lot of this is just dieting right, dieting well, leaning out. Once you lean out, like, that's, you'll see a lot. That will help, I think, this love handle problem. I really appreciate that question. That was a good question, Will. Thank you so much, buddy. Let me scroll back up. Any way to make it look better? If by better you mean make them go away, then I would recommend eating a certain way. Appreciate the compliment, doggy. You didn't answer my question, so I'm just gonna leave. Good night. Oh, I'm sorry, doggy. If I didn't answer any questions, I actually have to cut this in a little bit. I will take some of the questions and use them for my next episode, though. If I didn't answer any questions, let me know. Maybe ask them, if you say, oh, I didn't mean it this way, just let me know. I'll answer it that way. But I hope you have a great workout, doggy. Let me know how it was. Let's see. Emily, what you got for me? Uh, do you get fatigued on leg day? I feel like 20 minutes into leg day, I'm so out of ATP and ready to be done. I've tried pre-workout on leg day, and it almost makes me too amped up. I only use pre-workout for upper body. Yeah, I think I know what the problem here is. Look at any muscle group on your upper body, and then look at your quad. Your quad is massive. Think of like, I hope I'm doing this right because I'm not necessarily a car guy. Think of your upper body muscles as like a 4-liter engine, right? But think of your quad as like, let's say like a 12 cylinder like engine. Did I say liter? I meant cylinder. Like a 12, so it requires more energy, more resources. So when you work them out, you're using them at a higher, um, let's see. You're using them at a it's okay. I think I learned how to I think I just learned how to stop that. I appreciate, all kinds of support, but yeah, Emily, when you work out your quad is massive. It's huge. It requires so much energy. So when you use it, you're using more energy at a rate than you would like your upper body. That's why you feel fatigued, because you are using more energy. The amount of energy that you use at the end of like a leg workout could be worth like X amount of upper body workouts. If that makes sense. So what I would recommend, um, what I would recommend is uh, the day before you are about to work out legs. Don't necessarily use pre-workout, because pre-workout is just gonna stimulate. It doesn't necessarily make you use more energy. It just kind of competes for a I guess signal in your neurons that make you more awake. I think it's like your cholines or something like that. Um, um, so uh, that's what that does. What I would recommend is a couple days, a day before you are working out your legs. Try eating, try carbing up, like, so that you have more available glycogen. So eat your starchy carbs, your potatoes, your sweet potatoes, um, cereal, oatmeal, to where you have a nice glycogen base for you to use before you go into your leg workout. Also, work out legs consistently, because I know that the first time I told Will this, the first time I worked out legs, it actually, it, I almost passed out in my room, and I thought I was like gonna black out, because I was not ready for it, because I didn't take into account those things. So definitely take into account those things. And consider carbing up, and then working consistently with your legs, and then over time you'll develop more endurance, and your body will be more ready for that. You should have saw, so that's what I would recommend. Do I this will be my last question, because I gotta get off now, because I gotta wake up early tomorrow. Usually I'm gonna make these like hour-long episodes. um let's see. Do I eat a big breakfast before legs? Um, no. Before legs. Again, I don't necessarily prep for legs. Really. If I were to prep for legs, it wouldn't necessarily. Hey, thank you for the follow, adversity. I really appreciate it. Um, if You could. I wouldn't like you. I would give your body time to utilize those nutrients before you work out. So if you have a big breakfast and then work out legs later on in the day, like the evening or whatever, then absolutely, I would. Yeah, I mean that could work. It depends on, again, what your breakfast is. If it's high on carbs and stuff, the insulin might make you crash. But it might also, like, I think that leg prep should probably be done the day before, I guess is what I'm saying. Load up on like your carbs, so that the next day it's stored in your body, and you're ready to go. If that makes sense. So yeah. Let me know if that answered your question, Emily. I think you know how to contact me if you have any other questions that I can use for the show. I hope I answer that, to your liking, to whatever you were looking for. We can talk about this again, my next episode or in private or whatever. Just let me know. I appreciate it. And thank you so much again for coming into the chat. TP Poker, what is up? How you doing? You should give me a follow, man. Let's see. Have I heard of a gym called Blink Fitness? This will be the last question. Your second question, you're either gonna have to email to me at jtrainfitness@gmail.com, or ask me on my next episode next Monday. Sorry, I'm just running late on time right now. Have I heard of Blink Fitness? I haven't, unless that's a joke. But no, I've never heard of Blink Fitness. Let's see. Would I punch Betty White in the face absolutely as hard as I can? No consequences. $135,000. Betty White's like so nice though, and like she might actually like that might kill her, right? Like, cause she's like 90 something. Like, I think what I could do is, because how much would it cost to repair her? I wouldn't. Okay, so it has to be as hard as I can. $135, $35,000. No consequences. I think she would understand that. Yeah, I mean, I don't advocate abuse on women at all, but like, because I could use some of that money to help for her procedure, and I'd be like, yeah, hey, maybe give her half or something. So, yeah, I think I would. I think I would. No consequences. I would tell her how sorry I am, though. Bank is owned by Equinox. Oh, is it? I heard it's really good. Yeah, it could be. All right, guys. Let's see. What did Emily? I think you're right. I eat a big breakfast and end up wanting to take a nap. Yeah, because what happens is that's why you have to not eat big meals at one time, because your insulin shoots up, and when your insulin shoots up, your body just kind of goes whoom, and then you go to sleep. So yeah. All right, everyone. I think it's about time that I ended this episode. I want to thank everyone who joined me tonight. I didn't think I'd get that many people, but thank you guys so much for supporting the stream. You can donate below if you felt like any of this was worth any money. Follow me on YouTube at Nataku1224, Jtrain1224 on Instagram, Jtrain Fitness on Twitter. If you have any questions that I didn't answer here, hit me up on jtrainfitness@gmail.com. And yeah, hopefully I'll see you next Monday at 9:30. You guys have been great. Keep crushing it at the gym. Keep hitting those fitness goals, and keep being awesome, everyone. All right, have